Good evening to all of my passionate YouTubers. Welcome to Sterling on Sinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. You can spell S like this. And today we will be giving you our review. I will be giving you my review on the Fantastic Four from 2005. Before I begin, if you are new to the Marvel Monday series or to this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below. And most importantly, watch it till the very end. But before we get started, we got to make sure we're safe in our facilities in these parts in the Baxter building. Excuse me for a sec. I have to make sure I lock the doors. And give me a second as I turn the lights off. Okay. There we go. Safety first. Wow. I cringe at that every time. Anyway, let's begin. Now, I, scientist Reed Richards, persuade my arrogant former classmate Victor Von Doom to fund his experiments for cosmic energy. On Von Doom's space station, the crew and me and the crew, including my personal friend Ben Grimm, researcher Sue Storm, and hot-headed pilot Johnny Storm, are exposed to a mysterious cosmic radiation that bestows superpowers upon us. As we cope with our transformations, Von Doom vows his revenge on each of the four of us. I mean, like it's our fault in any case. The 2000s live-action adaptation of the Fantastic Four and superhero team is my favorite thus far and very underrated. This is Sterling still talking. This is the best incarnation of the Fantastic Four that we have yet to see, that we have seen so far. That is until Marvel Studios finishes their version of the Fantastic Four. But I remember that this is a live-action Marvel team that fans, like the overall fan base, really hates as far as the way that they're portrayed and how they get wasted, in their opinion. But the actual portrayals of each of the four are the only part of the film that never get criticized or never get overlooked and always get appreciated, and I am one of those people. Because I know that the last Fantastic Four movie from '94 was so bad, like it was so cheesy that it never even got released in theaters. But a lot of people, especially the fans, come up with all sorts of reasons as to why they hate this for some reason. But let's just take the moment and appreciate a number of things done right for this version. First and foremost, the story of Marvel's first family can easily be forgotten. Easily, like just as forgotten as Blade or as the Punisher or Ghost Rider, any of those heroes, Marvel heroes we haven't seen on the big screen in a while. And this movie helps to bring it back to light. First, the origin story did not feel rushed at all, and the process of each of the four developing their abilities is steady enough for the audience to take in each of their experiences. It might not be action-packed throughout, but the battle against Dr. Doom helps to pay off each of the development of their powers in the best way. The entire story is mostly driven by characters, so there's not really a lot for this movie to work with, which is, I understand why a lot of people wouldn't like the story structure of this. And looking at it, I can only adore the characters in the casting and nothing else more. But their processing, it's surrounded by the characters and their processing of the abilities, and they all react to them differently. But nevertheless, their reactions to their powers help them realize that it is for the better and not for the worse. The biggest strength in the story is just how accurate and precise it is to the source material. Not as far as the story structure, but as far as the atmosphere of this movie in particular. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am hungry. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alrighty. Yes, just a little beef jerky. It always helps the scientist thinks the best. Alright. There. I'll just be saving this for later. So like I said, the best thing about this Fantastic Four is really the casting and the characterization of each of the four. I have not read each and every one of the comic books involving the Fantastic Four, but I am very familiar with each of their personalities, traits, and trademarks. Ian, Ioan Gruffudd. I couldn't pronounce. I thought it was Ioan Gruffudd, but it's Ioan Gruffudd. Cool. He is probably going to be the best and only Reed Richards that we will have for a long time. I'm not talking about Miles Teller. You know that he was okay, but you know I'll get to that later on down the line in this playlist. He consistently speaks in the language of cosmic science and quantum mechanics with passion and enthusiasm. You know. And then Jessica Alba also bears a remarkable resemblance to Susan Storm and gives all the empathy and common sense she has as the Invisible Woman. And before Spider-Man was created in 1962, Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing, was the most popular Marvel superhero out there. With his down-to-earth humanity and larger-than-life characteristics. It turns out that there's more to The Thing than just clobbering. Captain America will always be Chris Evans' most popular portrayal of any comic book character, because don't get me wrong, he's played more than just Johnny Storm and Steve Rogers. But his role of the Human Torch is what first caught my eye. Like, this is where I first met Chris Evans as the actor. Everything that Evans puts into the role of Johnny Storm certainly comes out and manifests itself for the audience to savor. From the charm to the hot-headed attitude to the bright sense of humor, making him one of the most lovable characters in the Marvel Universe and my personal favorite member of the Fantastic Four. Now, I've had some mixed feelings about Julian McMahon's Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, and what they have done wrong and what they have done right. The characterization of Dr. Doom is kind of on point, I said kind of, with him being a businessman who believes he is at the center of the universe. He always scoffs back at Reed whenever he tries to reason with situations, thinking his way through things instead of just going at it. And that is not better than his predicaments. His thirst for power is also there, just like how it is in the comics. Like, his obsession, his endless pursuit after power never gets old, because his pursuit while doing it is so menacing and is so gravitating, making him one of the best Marvel villain out there. Stan Lee's personal favorite. But you know what? The why behind that thirst is missing. But at least they acknowledge the fact that he is from Latveria and did not ignore where he came from despite going to the Empire State University alongside Reed Richards. However, they did leave out the fact that he possesses magic and science. But even if they wanted to, they wouldn't have room to include a subplot like this, because where he would gain magic and science, because they've been focusing on these characters, the four characters, and how they've been coping and dealing with their symptoms, as Sue puts it, and how they discover it and embrace it. But this opportunity would kind of get tackled in Rise of the Silver Surfer, which I can't wait to get to. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 27% score. Really? You're going to give it a 27% Rotten Tomatoes? As a 27% of all critics recommend. How about that? Let's just put it that way. It is too bad how much I keep forgetting how fruitful and fantastic the experience of watching this movie is. 2005's Fantastic Four may not have the best story structure because it is only dealing with one thing, but it certainly hits it out of the park with the casting of Ioan Gruffudd as Reed Richards, Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman, Chris Evans as the Human Torch, and Michael Chiklis as the Thing, and their characterizations, as well as the semi-accuracy of Julian McMahon's portrayal of Dr. Doom. I will give this movie 9 SOs out of 10. So that is my review on Fantastic Four. Y'all can let me know what y'all think of this particular entry, this particular incarnation of the Fantastic Four, and how excited are y'all to see the Fantastic Four finally coming into the MCU. I know y'all have seen that sizzle reel by Marvel Studios celebrating the movies and promoting Phase 4 of the MCU and ending it off with the Fantastic Four logo. Now, shortly before I go, there's not a lot we know about the Fantastic Four movie coming up in 2023 by Marvel Studios. All we know is that it's going to be the first time that the Marvel's first family, the most iconic family in all of the Marvel Universe, is coming to this shared, connected franchise. And it's going to be directed by Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy director John Watts. That's pretty much all we know. But nevertheless, for what it's worth, I am so ready to see what they have in store for this version of Marvel's First Family, especially since a lot of the fans, not me specifically, but a lot of the fans didn't like the first two incarnations. But I hope Marvel can win most of y'all over with their take. But anyway, that is my review on this. Y'all can know what y'all think. And I'll see y'all tomorrow with my next episode on Tyler Perry Tuesdays. Bye.